Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing the first episode of this new series I'm trying out. And I thought a suitable name would be Deck Robber because I'm literally stealing you guys' deck lists. And this is also kind of like a reference to Grave Robber. Either one, it doesn't really matter. And basically, if you guys don't know what this series is, I made a post, I think it was like last week or something, where I asked you guys to post your Chaos deck list in my Discord, and I would randomly pick one to play each week. So for this week, we're gonna do the first episode, and this deck list was submitted by I think Cyclone. So I will like display his like Discord on like the side here somewhere. And obviously, like I am not an expert on you guys' deck lists, so I will make misplays. I might not know some interactions, and so on. And you guys can obviously like correct me on this. And again, like this is not my deck list that I'm showcasing; it's your deck list. This is also like a very good opportunity to like I guess showcase your own deck list if you think it's very very good. And I can also play it and I can be like, okay, well actually I think this is better than my own deck list. And I can also get inspired by you guys and maybe like play some of the text that you guys are playing and so on, right? So I think this series might actually have like a lot of benefits moving forward for like chaos in general. And I also made another post for Incraft. I think people wanted to post their own Incraft deck list for the series, so I'll also possibly make an Incraft one on Master Duel. Yeah. So for this deck list, I'm not picking deck list that I like. I promise, it's just random. I really hate Runick, but this is what I got, and this guy is playing Runick with Chaos, which is actually interesting. I've also seen that before. I've played against it. I've never lost to it, but I think in a good player's hands, like this deck can be quite decent. After testing this deck out, I do think there's quite some changes that needs to be made to the deck. And again, I'm copying the deck lists exactly how they are. I'm not changing anything, even the side deck. This is exactly what Cyclone was playing. Um, but there are definitely some issues with the deck. I don't think that the deck itself, like Chaos Runic, is the problem. I think just like the deck building could be improved. And also like I can also like give you guys like pointers as to, like how you can improve the deck list as well. So the first thing is like the Black Skull. I don't think it has much value if you're only playing one target for this, especially when you play. How many quick plays do you play? It's like infinite quick plays. I definitely think you would definitely benefit a lot more by playing some other ones like Mystic Box, Chaos Hats. I know they're not, they might not come up that often, but they make this card much stronger when you open it, and you can play three of this. Now, another thing is like the room. There's no room to play much because you're already playing all of these cards. And he was also playing one field spell. I don't know why. I see the reason behind it. I think he said he wanted to like recycle it, and he can do it with like Archfiend. You can add it back with the Black Chaos and so on. But the whole idea, I think, about Runic, and I'm not a Runic player, but I know like how Runic plays. They want to actually have two field spells. They want to maximize on the field spells because it's a soft once per turn, which means I can activate this and I can add another field spell, and then I can activate another field spell, and then draw three more cards. So you draw six on your turn, and then you go Celtic Sage, draw nine. So you can basically go absolutely crazy if you play two field spells, and I think I would definitely play two. I don't think playing one field spell is good enough. And sometimes you do want access to your other one if this gets somehow like outed or banished randomly by a KT or something, and you don't have access to Archfiend. It would be nice to like go for one of these and then summon the Hugin and then get access to another field spell. So that's the first change I would make. And then the other thing is Celtic Sage. I think Celtic Sage is actually very good in the deck. Maybe play three of this. It has tons of value. And then for the chaos cards themselves, I think this is like everything else is like a good ratio. Another thing is the vision was good. He was not playing MST in the main, so I think there were so many scenarios where I felt like I needed MST in the main because I was going second on game one. And it just gives you so much value at the moment in the current meta, at least on here. So I would definitely play this in main. I know it can sometimes be just like a brick in your hand, but most of the time it's actually very usable and very good for breaking boards. So yeah, that's the second thing. Definitely play this in main. Then for hand traps, we actually did not have any much hand traps, and I think he did mention that this deck can get FTK'd because you don't really have any turn 0 interruptions unless you open like some chaos combos, like you open like Beautiful plus this and a quick play, and then you can like tag in, tag out. But aside from this, no hand traps, and these are technically engine plus board breakers. So I wouldn't say no board breakers. There are definitely board breakers with these. But no like breakers like droplets, ruler, anything like that. It's mainly like max engine is what this deck is. And then the other thing is what else? I would definitely have liked Droll and Called by the Grave in the main deck. I felt like Called by the Grave was super valuable, and I didn't really have access to it. And again, we play Vision in this deck, so you're going to be drawing a lot of cards. And once again, I found myself not wanting to draw a card. I actually wanted the MST because it was very powerful in these matchups. So I was constantly like siding in the MST like every game. And then for the extra deck, this is the biggest thing for me. I think what I would do with this deck list to make it insane is add Curtain plus Dark Magician. I know it's like you're just slapping Curtain on everything, but this deck actually is crazy with Curtain as well. Curtain already gives you quick play spells, and then the OG Dark Magician further enables like turn 0 plays, and you can play Multiplying Karibo if you want. I don't think Multiplying Karibo is necessary in this deck, but if you want, you can play that to access these more often. And your extra deck. You want to link climb with this deck. I think these have been absolutely useless. So the reason you play this, or at least he's playing it, I think, is because these are level 8, so you can technically like stack them or with a swordman, and then go into this. It never comes up ever. And then this werewolf is level 9, so you can use the Sleipnir and this to go into it. Maybe might come up. It didn't come up for me, but it's still. I don't think that's better than link climbing. And then this same idea as this, except this is not OTKing. This is just like banishing card from hand or field or whatever. And then Typhon it's okay. It's decent in this deck. And then I don't know why he's on Lizardos. Maybe there's a reason for this. But this actually never came up. I, in so many scenarios, wanted something like Anima, so I can link off, or just like anything I can make SP with to banish. And I didn't really have links to make that play. So this was completely useless, this Lizardos, and then all of these were useless. And then for the extra deck, I would definitely play one Sleipnir. And then Huggin can be a 2, that's fine. And then one Jerry is also fine. You can technically also cut the Jerry. You don't really need it if you are gonna link climb. And then you have so much room. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots. And then you don't really need the Dogma either because you're not fusing. You already have these two for FNV, and you only play 2 Fallen Virtuous, so you can actually cut this as well. So you have 7 slots after that. You go Dima, Dragoon, and then you can play some other links, and you can make some crazy plays with these. Because you can go Saryuja to draw 4 with this deck, which is insane, and so on. So definitely lots of changes can be made to this deck, which could make it really good. I think this deck actually has very high potential. And I was quite impressed with what this deck can do. I wouldn't say this deck specifically, but post like these changes, I think the deck would actually be very insane. The only thing I hated about playing this is the fact that I kept forgetting about Battle Phase, and I went Battle Phase and went to the end phase, and I'm like, shit. So Battle Phase is like quite important sometimes for Chaos. You can play around it with this, but I think it's still very valuable to have a Battle Phase. But again, with Curtain and Dragoon, all of that, you actually don't need it. You can like link climb like crazy and do a lot of stuff. And there's also a Link 5, which can also maybe even FTK your opponent. Link 5, which is a new card. It's this one right here. Hydro Drive Dragon. You put this on the field with like your link climb stuff, and this is hella toxic. It's also unaffected by like these different attributes. So yeah, I really like this card as well. And these are the changes I would make to the deck. Side deck is it's fine. I mean, you can play whatever on the side deck. This is variable. It can change all the time. But the main and the extra deck specifically were like the things I wanted to change in the deck. But yeah. So hope you guys will enjoy this video. So let's see. We're gonna start off with this one against Chaos Dark Magician. So let's see our hands here. So I am this one. He has a curtain hand. What is he playing actually? He's playing a. Okay, this is actual Dark Magician. This is not like just a small engine. He also plays the Pharaoh Servant. How many copies does he play of this? I would play only one. He does only play one. Okay, nice. His hand is. Oh my god, guys! Every game, every game. Also, another thing is like I'm not gonna like cut some duels unless it's like I go first, they scoop immediately. There's nothing to show here. Um, so I don't think I have showed these replays. And I'm trying to play 10 duels for each deck that I showcase. At least 10 duels, if possible. So with this, like I couldn't get 10 duels because like people were scooping when they see Runick. So I think it was 7, but like it's best of threes. Gaze of Timaeus, this is okay. His hand actually loses to a negate on curtain, so an impulse on curtain would stop his turn here. Impulse is also very interesting. So you can't play Impulse in this deck because of Hagen, right? Yeah. But yeah, you can't play Purge either. But what you can do is you can actually play Spark in this deck. Yeah, Spark doesn't really turn anything off except the Luster Soldier. Is that worth it? I mean, Luster Soldier is decent, but like you're not using Battle Phase. So you're gonna turn off the Banish effect, and you already have Runics, which can pop and like do all that stuff anyway. So I don't think it makes that much of a difference. So you can play Spark technically. But yeah, because he has these two, his hand is automatically insane because Curtain's just like gonna do everything, and I can't stop the Curtain. But either way, like I don't have any breakers, so it doesn't really make much difference. Sorry, I don't have any hand traps. That's what I meant. So he's gonna go Souls, dump 2, and then draws into another Ash. Oh my god. Okay. The Cold by the Grave is just so annoying. So he goes Mind Shuffle, and then he is gonna search. Go Archfiend dump, and then add a Black Chaos, and then he's gonna Ritual, summon the Black Chaos. Does he keep? Okay, he does keep the Swordman in hand, which is the right play because if I attempt to imperm this or something, he can spin it back, summon this, and then he can still go into like D-mod if he wants to, which he already did, so it doesn't really matter here. But he gets to add his like spell back. Then he goes into this. I was really kind of scared when he did this because I was like, is he gonna go into the Floodgate guy? But then again, I'm playing Runick, so maybe it's fine. It's just these that are the problem. So I think I saw him discard Ash actually. Where's Ash? Oh no, he put it back with the illusion. I didn't see it. Okay. So it goes Delantis for some reason. I don't know why you would do this. And it goes Charmer, revive these two. Sure. I mean, I don't get that play, but okay. So he had this in the graveyard, but he didn't go Gaze. I don't know why. Because I feel like he would go Gaze into Dragoon. Does he play the new... Okay, I don't think it was released at the time. I think he should have won Dragoon and then linked it off to go Charmer and then revive it so I can't super poly it and also doesn't get banished in the end phase. And then he can like add it back because I think he added this off DMod maybe. But it was I think before he got to Black Chaos. So then he can add it back if he wants to go into another one or anything else like this, for example. I don't know why he did this. He summoned Swordman as well, but now he has no tag and tag outs. So, like, I don't think that's a great play. So, we are going to chain the Runic Destruction immediately to this. Now, you're probably thinking, he has Black Chaos in the field. What the fuck are you doing? I know, I'm not a noob, guys. But because he used the effect to add, he can't spin back, and he doesn't have Dragoon immediately established. So what I can do is I can go Runic Destruction on this, which he thinks is fine. He's going to let it go through because he knows it's going to protect. Then I chain Flashing Fire and pop this. So then he cannot actually do anything here. Chain Flashing Fire on this, and now we pop it. Now it's not protected. We banish, we pop his Mind Shuffle, and then we banish the top of his deck. And we actually banish the Luster Soldier, which is really funny. In this deck, if you start banishing cards off the top, you can actually win the duel just because of this, because you banish their one-off copies that they need. So in this scenario, like I can actually possibly even banish his Archfiends. What do you guys think? There's one on the field I can banish with like Black Chaos or the other ones, and then if this had banished another one of his Archfiends, he would probably lose the grind game. He actually only plays one Archfiend. That's insane. That is insane, my guy. I did not know that. So if I had banished this face down, he loses. He has no grind game. So we're gonna go for Celtic immediately. First, just see bait out like an Imperm, and I definitely knew he had Gaze. So then he goes Called by the Grave. This is here I'm like, should I even play anymore? Like Called by just keeps ruining duels. And like this play with these were already very cool, and now this just ruins the entire duel. So I'm gonna have to chain vision, and I'm fucked. Like there's just not much I can do. This is just YOLO draw two. Sure. We don't draw into anything. Go Typhon, spin back his Dragoon, and then we are gonna have to skip our battle phase because we use Runick cards. And now we just guaranteed lose because he can just stack for game here. So that was very unfortunate. We lost because of Called by the Grave. So then game two. We are gonna go first this time. You can see like Celtic Sage is like so insane in the deck. So he goes Ash Blossom. I actually let that go through in case he has another hand trap, which I was saving the Called by for. And then I go for this. Now what that means also is like I'm not gonna get locked out of the extra deck. We also play Chaos Angel. So a cool thing about Chaos Angels, I'm gonna show you like that you can actually make this super easily. When you have like a level 8, you can just use it with this. And again, this also makes Demod so much powerful, so much more powerful. So yeah, Demod definitely should be in the deck, I think. So we actually set and they just, I mean, he doesn't even like, just surrender. He surrenders and then it's like, I'm waiting the side and then he just leaves the game. I think that's what happened. Yeah, he didn't even play after that. Okay. Well, again, they see Runick, they scoop. So let's see this one against Eldlich. Once again, we have Celtic Sage in the hand. This hand is actually decent. Okay. I think at least. We'll see. If Celtic Sage resolves, this hand is very powerful. He has a draw and Lockwood, so you can see like we go draw phase for this. So why do you go draw phase with Runick, Tip, and like all of these other cards? Because when you go, so I actually did not know this, by the way. I realized that too late. I thought these were, you can activate each one of them once per turn. So I can add this back later and then use the effect to add. So I then realized, I was like, wait, what? You can't use that. So I'm just going to use it in the draw phase anyway, because I have to. I want to play around Joel more than anything. Because all these are Lucid Roll, right? So you go Runick, Tip in the draw phase, pass on the add effect. I could have added first and then used the Runick I added, and I think that would have been the better play here. So we go into Hagen, discard the Archfiend, and then we get all our adds in the draw phase here to play out his Droll, and he has Droll and Lockbird, which is really funny. So you guys can see like this would have been an insane play, but we still get to add here the Black Chaos. Now we are okay. We still want to add, but the Cold Bite is not lethal here. So we chain Vision, draw 2 more cards, and then discard the Tip, and then we can discard the Destruction, and then set, and then we can add back the Ritual Spell. So here I actually choose to go for the Swordman because I think I had Luster in hand to begin with, and I discarded it with the Celtic Sage. So now I can banish 2 cards. We go into Chaos Angel. You guys saw that, right? We went Swordman with the Hagen to go into Chaos Angel, Light and Dark. So it's unaffected. Banish this, and then we can summon this, add back, and then we don't have a battle phase, so we are gonna skip this. You can see I did remember this time. We're gonna add a Luster, and nice. We have a solid board against this 2-card hand, and we win. Nice. So let's see this one gets invoked. We have a full Runick hand and then a corrupted ritual. So that's actually pretty decent. You like to see Runick cards go in second. So he goes Sorath. Okay, goes Invoker on Sorath, and then he is going to revive. Goes Awas, summons the remnants. Okay, as the quick play. Yep. Goes Invoker into Babylon. Now the what do you call it? The floodgate they have is actually not the biggest deal ever. Mainly because like we can just stop it with a flashing fire, you can negate it with like the other Runick card. There's like Runick doesn't like care that much, and if they negate the activations, you can just activate more copies. So you can go like flashing fire, they negate. You go Runick Tip, add another flashing fire, and then you activate that again. So you can see like I'm actually popping his floodgate, and then he goes SP on this, and then keeps this floodgate on. And I'm like, sure. I'm gonna add in the draw phase. We banish cards. You can hit some good cards off the top. So for Invoked, what can we hit actually? I'm not sure about Invoked. Some of the do they all play like one Elser? No, he plays two. I think maybe even three. He plays two. Okay, so if you hit both, it's whatever. Like he can just put them back. I guess Invoked is not the biggest issue for me to banish his cards. So we are gonna go Freezing Curses to negate this, and then he goes Eon. So he is actually gonna banish all three of these, and then banish the entire field. Sorry, banish the graveyard. I mean, actually, like I'm losing my mind. So this card is actually quite decent because he banishes both Huggins, Typhon, and then all three quick play spells, which I wanted for the Runick Fountain. So we're gonna activate Fountain now. We're gonna go for this. Now I can't chain to him because to his fusion because of this, but even if I could, he can negate with the Viracam as well. So we're gonna activate this, summon Sleipnir, and then we can draw a card, and then we can banish, go records. Sleipnir is also quite decent because you can banish these floodgates if you need to, like this one. And then until the end phase, and then you can go Archfiend, shuffle this back into the deck. So we are gonna go for this, and then he has Super Poly for plus a Gamma Summon. Okay, we're gonna add a Black Chaos, and then we are gonna add back the Archfiend, and then go Archfiend, summon, shuffle back his SP plus the card he banished off of the SP, which is the Floodgate, just so we're not floodgated next turn. Then we go Slumber to summon this. I was attempting to go into SP here to banish one of his cards because I was suspecting he probably has Super Poly. And then we actually banish the Gamma Summon, which is good. We go Black Chaos, add back, get the Runick card, and then we can banish this face down, set, and pass. Nice. So we're gonna get a token, and then we're gonna add a Luster. One of our Archfiends are actually banished, and now maybe, you know what? Maybe I should have added Luster immediately, because I did want Archfiend in the grave, obviously, but he can banish the Archfiend, and then both Archfiends are gone. So my grand game is gonna be shit after that. Even with Runick, right? So we're gonna spin back, summon Luster. I did want to banish his back row, and I did know it was super. It was obviously Super Poly. It couldn't be anything else. So then he's gonna attempt to get rid of this. We're gonna spin it back, some Black Chaos, and then he chains, which is fine. And now he is gonna go Invocation for Makaba. That's fine. He adds back the what do you call it? The Alistair. We go for this, summon another Sleipnir, and we just want a Black Lethal here. And we can draw a card, sure. Get another Slumber, sure. And he can't kill us. Nice. So I know he had like a monster plus spell in hand, so it was just monster negate, spell negate. So this forces the Makaba out. Then we are gonna go Ritual Spell, add back. And then we go Ragged Records. And then we go Summon Swordman, banish 2. We have what do you call it? The Fallen Virtuous as well. Now I actually forget no battle phase here. Again, this is a common theme. It's gonna happen a lot. I keep forgetting about no battle phase. You can see I'm like, oh shit. But we did shuffle back ourselves so we can add this, but no mind shuffle. That's the big issue, right? So I still have Fallen Virtuous to stop him from like, killing me, and then we can do this and draw another card. Okay. Goes Ash Blossom, Invoked, his Invocation, is fine. He goes for this, where it doesn't really matter. We protect. You can see, like, the thing about Hagen is, like, I forgot this doesn't only protect back row. This protects any card you control. If another card you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can just banish this instead. So he targeted this initially, which would have been destroyed because I can't spin it back with my shuffle by this, but Hagen just protects it. So then he goes for this. He goes Invocation. I can't pop this or do anything, and then he goes for this, banishes itself, doesn't do anything because we're unaffected. And then he is just gonna scoop. I think he was embarrassed, so he actually just left completely. Yeah, sure. Now we have this one against Sky Striker, so we have like two quick play heavy board breaker decks. So let's see what deck's better. Goes Ray into Engage. Okay. Now you can see he has droplets here, but droplets is it's not that good against Runick, especially if you play like Vision plus MST. Again, like this right here would have been awesome if I can grab a MST and then I can go Black Chaos, add back MST, pop another card. Like it would go so hard, right? And then you can also just add this back if you want to draw 2 after. because this is each effect once per turn. So you have to draw 2 instead. We go Swordman, go Mind Shuffle. He goes Linkage because okay, he wanted to go into 0 so he can pop the Mind Shuffle, but it doesn't matter. It's too late, right? I already searched. So I'm gonna chain Fall the Virtuous to force out his other cards because if I go Fall the Virtuous to pop this, he is gonna have to go Ray to summon it, and then that means he's gonna have to go hop off with Ray to summon the 0. And then we won't have to worry about that later. But then it forces this out. I mean, sure. I wasn't expecting him to do that, but that also works because now we basically wasted his Lemnis, right? And now we just go Sleipnir on the 0, force it out, and I have nothing on the field for him to pop, which is going to be good. But he takes control instead, so we're basically forcing out all his interruptions. Then he is going to do this to pop the Mind Shuffle. I already used Mind Shuffle, so then I can just go Fall the Virtuous, and we can pass. Not a good situation to be in, but we'll see what happens. So we go Sleipnir to summon a token, I think, and then we're going to add a Grateful just to survive. Goes 0 to add. Okay. Engage. Now he gets lots of advantage after the engage here. He attacks and then he just passes here. Okay. So he didn't have a way to actually send us to the grave to summon like one of his other cards like Kagari to add back the engage. He also can't link summon this because this says it cannot be used as link material. So that's why he passed here. So we're gonna go Fall the Virtuous to pop it so that we can send this, and now we can shuffle back, as you can see. We're going to chain this. He goes Lemnis Gate again. It's so annoying. But this time we have Corrupted Ritual. So we are going to win this all. So we go Ecclesia Synchro first. Get rid of this. Actually, okay. Why did I not... there was a reason I actually didn't get rid of this immediately. We'll see. We'll see. There was 100% reason. So we're going to go for this. Force this out. And then it was Shark Cannons. So yeah, it was this, right? It was 100% this. Because Spell Shattering Sword would just negate this, so I would much rather get rid of a back row. That's why I made that play. And I think this was already in the graveyard with the Ritual Spell. So we added that back. Forced out, he pops this for some reason. It's optional to pop. You definitely do not pop this. It says then you can destroy one card on the field. Because you pop this, I can actually now trigger this to pop one of your back rows as well. So we're going to trigger it, and then he goes for this. That's fine. He goes into Camellia, doesn't do anything. Pop another Shark Cannon, then we go Corrupted Ritual, and he scoops. He actually lost connection, quote unquote. Smashed his computer. Okay, nice. We are on a winning streak. So Taya, okay, this guy was actually kind of insane because like with the Divine Incarnates, it's just like what? Who's playing that right now? You know what? I'm actually interested in the deck list. What is this guy playing? What in the main? Spatial Trunade and the Gallant Thief? Really? I mean, in this deck, you need your normal summon. So, like, Gallant Thief is not even that great. I don't know. He's just, like, slapping random cards, no? Mind Mirror Force in the main deck? Grave Robber in the main... Bro, what is going on in this deck? God, this is game 1. What is this guy doing? I don't know. Geomathmech, freaking Assault. You can't even summon this. I think, unless you play Crimson. He does not play Crimson. Okay, we're gonna search. He's playing Angelechy as well. So I think I actually grab a Black Chaos here. And then we're gonna summon this. And then we're gonna trigger the effect. But then he goes for fucking Kurikar. Who is playing that right now? Okay, well, there goes my place. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. The only thing is, like, I wanted to add back the Smiting Storm with this. But I only play one quick play. Well, not me, but, like, the deck only plays one quick play spell anyway. So there's not much to set and gain advantage of the Black Skull Dragon, besides the fact that I immediately have a spin back and forth. So in the end phase, he's going to steal my Archfiend with the Kurikara. And then we're going to add back, go Skull, Summon. No effect, because actually we do go for a set ritual spell. He went for this. Is that a good play? Probably not, because you negated to destroy it. Now I already have targets for this. So I can just add back and I can go rituals this. Activate the effect, add back the Smiting Storm, and then banish your back row. I can't respond to this, obviously, but like, this would not negate my Black Chaos. Maybe it was his only chance to do it, I guess. Sure. So we're going to discard the Black Chaos this time. I'm going to go Swordsman to banish 2. Just to play on these, I don't want them to, like, destroy me. And then once he triggers the Chang Ying, we go Shattering Sword, negates. Now we go Runick Fountain, and it's just over from now. So we are actually going to banish 2 Ashes off the top. We're going to pop our own Archfiend to trigger its effect. Nice. Add a Luster. Actually, we add Black Chaos. Nice, because we shuffled it back with the Swordman. Then we go for Archfiend, shuffle all of these back, including the Spell Shattering Sword, and then we can set a Spell Shattering Sword from the deck. Then I forget I don't have a Battle Phase, and I'm like, oh shit. It's not a big deal, because maybe I could have set the second Mind Shuffle. It doesn't make that much of a difference, to be honest. I already have Black Chaos on the field to protect. And this can be activated from the hand, so it's completely fine. Now, what would have been insane is, like, I could have outed this entire board if I played, like, Link Climbing stuff. That's, like, what I was talking about, why Link Climbing is very good in this deck. Because you don't have Battle Phase. You need a way to actually out their board. And this deck cannot out, like, a full board unless you have all the Runick cards, all the Chaos cards, and so on. So you can go, like, D-Mod, you can go Curtain, Summon OG, go what do you call it, Dragoon. And then you can pop a card and burn him as well, which can also be lethal sometimes. Then you can go like SP, banish, and then you can like link off again, and then there's just so much you can do, right? And then the link 5 that I was talking about can nuke the entire field when it's summoned. So he's gonna go Battle Phase, we're gonna go Spell Shattering Sword on this in the damage step to negate and destroy it. And then he's gonna attempt to crush the Chang Ying. So why crash Chang Ying? Because I made sure to go Archfiend, shuffle back his worms, so he doesn't have any worms in the grave to trigger the Taya. And I did this because in the case where he had Taya, he needed like a worm in the grave. So you can see he's trying to go Chang Ying crash, just so he can go Taya effect, banish this, and summon a token and continue playing. I go Sleipnir to banish his okay, I could have just banished the Taya, to be honest. But sure. Now we spin back, summon Luster, we banish the Iris Swordsoul. It can be summoned because there's a negated card on the field, and then he goes Raigeki. This is not going to do anything, it's only going to pop the Archfiend. This is unaffected, add back, okay. Cool thing is, like, you can add back virtual, what do you call it? The Runick spells as well. If you haven't used them, you can use them again from the hand, because of the field spell. So, yeah, that was pretty interesting. Game 2. He is gonna... Okay, his hand is kind of bad. Really bad, because he's playing these in the main deck. I don't know why. Goes into this, and there's actually a big issue here. This card is so good against this deck. This hand specifically, even, because, like, it just destroys Mind Shuffle. Okay, so we're gonna go Mind Shuffle. It can get either, it doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna have to take 12 and then pass. I'm so cooked. I actually surrender here. And then he didn't want to play after that, I think. I think so. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think he wanted to play after that. Either that, or I had to go. It could have been that I had to go as well. So I'm not actually sure. But yeah, that was like a showcase of this deck. Now, it doesn't properly showcase the deck, obviously, because I'm not the owner of this deck. But yeah, shout out to Cyclone for sending this deck in. I think the deck definitely has a lot of potential. I don't like Runick, but I do respect the fact that, you know, this could be a very strong Chaos variant as well, if you made some changes to the deck. But yeah, also you guys have sent in like some crazy deck lists. Some of them I do really want to try out, but like, to be fair, I'm like trying to do them randomly, just so, you know, I'm not like specifically handpicking the ones I want to play. Like, I didn't really want to play this, but after playing this, like, it's actually kind of fun to play. But I don't like Runick, so. So, yeah, thank you, Cyclone, for sending this deck in. I look forward to you guys' other deck lists as well. And thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.